Hi there, Rissy here with another episode of Rissy's Room. And can you believe it's been a week since the last time I read something to you? Oh my goodness, where does the time go? And this weekend coming up, it's going to be July 4th. What are you going to be doing for July 4th? Oh, I can't wait to hear about what you're going to be doing. I am going to be reading you this book. It's called Bean 13, and it was written and drawn by Matthew McEllicott. And this book is going out to one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. This book is going to go out to my Auntie Bethy because her birthday is also on July 4th. So this is my little happy birthday book for her. So happy birthday, Bethy. Happy 4th of July, everyone. And let's read Bean 13. And of course, because these episodes always come out on Wacky Wednesday, I had to dress up like one of the characters from the book. I wonder if you can tell which character I am. All right, Bean 13. It was a warm summer night. Ralph and Flora were picking beans for dinner. "How many do you have?" asked Flora. "Looks like 12, said Ralph. "I'll pick one more," said Flora. "Don't do it!" shouted Ralph. "Why on earth not?" asked Flora. 13 is an unlucky number, said Ralph. "Everyone knows that." "You're being silly," said Flora. "I am not," said Ralph. "You are too," said Flora. "I am not," said Ralph. "Are too," said Flora. "Am not," said Ralph. At home, Ralph and Flora spread the beans out on the table. They made 2 piles, one for each of them. Each pile had 6 beans. "Oh, look," said Flora. "There's one left over. You take it, Ralph." "Bean 13? gasped Ralph. "Never! It's bad luck." "Ralph," said Flora, "please don't make a fuss." "I'm not eating it," said Ralph, "and you can't make me." "I have an idea," said Flora. "I'm not eating it," said Ralph. Flora called their friend April. "April, would you like to come over for dinner? We're having beans." "I don't understand," said Ralph. "We're only going to feed April 1 bean?" "Of course not," said Flora. "We'll make 3 piles." Ralph and Flora separated the beans into 3 piles. Each pile had 4 beans. There was 1 bean left over. "Bean 13, said Ralph. "I told you." "That is odd," said Flora. "Let's invite Joe too." "And make 4 piles, added Ralph, "so it's fair." But when they made 4 piles, there was still 1 bean left over. "I don't understand," said Flora. "I do," said Ralph. "Bean 13 is trouble." "It's just a bean," said Flora. "I'll call Meg. We'll make 5 piles." "This better work," said Ralph as they separated the beans into 5 piles. Each pile had 2 beans. This time there were 3 beans left over. "It's getting worse," gasped Ralph. "Don't panic," said Flora. "I'm calling Rocco. He eats everything." But something still wasn't right. "Why does Rocco get 3 beans?" complained Ralph. "That's more than anyone else." "Well, we could give him 2, said Flora, but..." "But what?" said Ralph. "Never mind," said Flora. "Tell me," said Ralph. "But what?" "It's just that we'll still have an extra bean," said Flora. "I'm really not sure why." "Lousy Bean 13, cried Ralph. "I can't stand it!" Ding dong, went the doorbell. "Our guests are here," shouted Ralph. "What are we going to do?" He jumped to his feet, he bumped the table, and the beans went everywhere. "Oh, Ralph," sighed Flora. "What a mess." "Sorry," said Ralph. Here, said Flora, take this bowl and gather up the beans. I'll get the door. Hello, everyone, said Flora. I'm so happy you could come. There are fresh beans in a bowl on the table, said Flora. Please help yourselves. The bugs sat down to eat. Does everyone have enough? It's perfect. You bet. Just right. Absolutely. Me too. How strange. Dinner was great fun, but at last it was time for the bugs to go home. You have to admit, said Flora, that worked out perfectly. It did, said Ralph, but I'm confused. What happened to bean 13? Flora shrugged. Someone ate it. But who? Asked Ralph. We'll never know, said Flora. Maybe April, maybe Rocco, maybe me, maybe even you? Oh my goodness! Oh man, Ralph. That's who I was dressed up like, Ralph. Ralph sure did not want to eat that bean 13, did he? Well, I think it was tasty because it probably tasted like all the other beans. And I hope this weekend for July 4th, you eat so many yummy foods. I know, for instance, my Aunt Beth, her favorite food is fried chicken, usually on her birthday. So I hope she gets as much as she wants to eat. And for you, I hope you get to eat as many beans, as many corn on the cobs, as much potato salad as you want. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll see you next Wednesday.